Krishnan Vande Jagadguru. Welcome all to Kiranmai Spiritual School of Thought. Speech Penance. The role of speech in human life. To begin with, a shlokam from Bhagavad Gita in terms of speech penance. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayapyasanam cheva vangmayam tapa uchyate. Let's understand the meaning of the shloka. Coming to speech. Speech, it plays a pivotal role in our livelihood. Our mouth has a dual role to play. One is to eat and the other is to speak. Our tongue does not have a bone and it keeps moving in all different directions. Let's learn to discipline our tongue. Speaking less brings in more wisdom, and eating less and eating sattvic food would make us much healthier. Let's not eat and speak as we like. There is a formula for speech, 3W and 2H. 3W denotes what to talk, where to talk, and when to talk. 2H denotes how to talk and how much to talk. Let me repeat. What, where, when to talk, how and how much to talk. Let's take the story of Ramayana from Kishkinda Kanda at Pampa Sarovaram, the first conversation which happens between Lord Hanuman and Lord Ram and Lakshmana. Lord Hanuman poses only 3 questions. Why are you here? Whom are you looking for? And your appearance do not match your body language. And then Lord Ram replied back to Lord Lakshmana, stating, Nan Rigveda Vinitasya na Yajurveda Darinaha na Samaveda Vidushaha Sakyamevam Prabhashitam. Hanuman seems to be a person who has mastered Rigvedam, Yajurvedam, Samavedam, and all the Upanishads and all the Vyakarana Shastras. That is the reason he could craft a speech so well, so precisely. There is not even a single flaw, nakanchit apashabditam, during the entire conversation. That's the reason Hanuman is called as an Nava Vyakarana Pandit or a Shabda Brahman, wherein we all need to take Lord Hanuman as a role model in terms of speech penance. Let's understand certain do's and don'ts of speech. Coming to do's of speech, Vinayam, politeness. Let's exhibit humbleness in the speech that we talk. Dharana Shakti, remembering skills. Let's recollect the critical points under the discussion. Vaidusha Buddhi, in-depth study. Study deep about any subject to converse well. Avistharam, unexpanded. Never expand your words. Talk to the point. That should make a logical sense. Asandiktam, undoubtful. Never speak words that you are doubtful about. Never eat your words. Avilambitam, never speak too fast. That conveys that you are trying to impress the other person. Adrutam, never speak very slowly. That shows your incapability. Pitch, never speak in a high pitch which is called as thara, nor a low pitch which is called as mandara. Maintain a medium tone. Vartate madhyama swaram. Facial expressions or body language need to be minimal, having an upright posture. Phonetics, different concepts of intonation and modulation. Let's learn. Stress, never stress too much on any particular point or never let it go loose. Accent, maintain a proper accent. Clarity, be clear as to what to speak. Diction, choose your words very wisely. Dhairyam, illuminate the confidence of the other person by your words. Don'ts of speech. Shirakampi, never nod your head all the time during the discussions. Likita Pataka, never be a textbook reader. Backbiting, no backbiting. Never talk ill about any person either in front of them or at the back of him or her. Gossip, no gossip. Initially it seems to be fun, but at the end it's going to corrupt your mind. No loose talk, no commenting on the other person. Apaisanam, have an aversion towards fault finding. Never keep finding faults in the other person all the time and try to correct him unnecessarily. Apaisanam is an important concept from Bhagavad Gita. Have an aversion towards fault finding. So these are the do's and don'ts of speech. Let's apply them in our life. The way you speak tells everything about yourselves. A stable mind reflects positive talk, an agitated mind reflects negative talk. Let's take the story of a king. There was once a king who dreamt that he lost all his teeth. The next day morning, he called up an astrologer to find out what was the reason behind this dream. Astrologer 1, he came and replied back to the king, stating, Raja, all your relatives would die before you. The king punished the astrologer 1. Then came the second astrologer. He said, Raja, Dirghayushman Bhava. You would live for a longer time than all your relatives. The king rewarded the astrologer too. For the same question, the answer was the same, but the way it has been communicated made the major difference. Let's understand what's the difference by Anudvegakaram Vakyam Satyam Priyahitam Chayat Swadhyayabhyasanam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. Our goodness of speech comes only when we speak words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating the other person. And also, Swadhyaya Abhyasanam, which means have a backup of Vedic study by reading different Vedic scriptures like Bhagavad Gita, Ramayanam, Bhagavatam. Our mind would be purified. And also Abhyasanam, which means by continuous practice or chanting of Vedic mantras, any Vedic mantra out of your own interest. It might be Om Namah Shivaya, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru, or Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Take it as a continuous practice and keep chanting. Then our soul would get purified, and ultimately our speech would be a penance or a tapas at the end. Let's all learn to speak less and keep chanting and connect to the divinity within all of us. Thank you, Kiranmai.